Welcome students to Naveen Sir Physics classes. So in this session we are going to discuss about basic mathematics required for physics. So mathematics is a basic tool for deriving the relation between two or more physical quantities, and in deriving the experimental verifications we are using some basic rules or basic tools in mathematics. So in this session we are going to deal with differentiation. So what is mean by differentiation? So how to find out the differentiation? In this session we are going to discuss. So what is mean by differentiation? So it is a completely new term to you people, those who are entering from class 10 to class 11. So differentiation is very new term and it is a very new operation to you people. So what is mean by differentiation? So differentiation is nothing but rate of change, rate of change of a quantity with respect to another quantity. So what is mean by this rate of change? So let us take one example here. So for suppose a car is moving at a speed of 50 kilometer per hour. What is the meaning of this? It is a change. So change in the position of the car with respect to the time. That means in 1 hour how many kilometers travels by the car? 50 kilometer. That means we are expressing the rate of change in position of the object in terms of the time. So that is known to be rate of change. So here we can write speed, we can write as, or velocity we can write dx by dt we can write. So this d by dt represents the rate of change x. That means rate of change in the distance with respect to the time. So for suppose let us take one more example. So we have a sand in a bag. It has one hole. Through that hole, so sand is falling at a rate of 2 grams per second. What is the meaning of this? 2 grams of sand is falling per unit time. So it is known to be rate of change of mass with respect to the time. That means for each second how many grams is falling from the bag? 2 grams of the sand is falling from the bag. So these rates, for suppose if I am plotting a graph here by taking position along x-axis, time along position along y-axis, time along x-axis. So I am going to get a constant graph. So a graph which has a constant slope. So for suppose first 1 hour 50 kilometers, in next 1 hour 50 kilometers. That means what does it mean? The rate of change of the physical quantity is constant. When there is a constant change is there, we no need of any differentiation. So directly we can get the relation. So rate of change in position v equals to dx by dt we can write. We are getting the expression like 50 kilometer per hour. So these are the rate is constant rate of change. Okay, so these are the changes at constant rate. So in these cases we no need of the differentiation. For suppose if the rate is not constant, then how to use the differentiation? Rate of change is not constant. That means with respect to one physical quantity, the change in another physical quantity is not a constant manner. So let us take one example. So example, a ball which is projected vertically upwards. Vertically upwards. So we know the expression for when an object is thrown vertically upwards, we can express its distance formula s is equals to ut minus half gt square. So for this, if you plot a graph, the graph will be like this. Okay, na? That means if you observe this graph carefully, so what we can observe from this graph, as the object is moving from the ground to highest point, its slope is increasing. It has positive slope. And in the same way, when the object is reaching the highest point, its slope is 0. It has 0 slope. Now again from the highest point, when it is reaching to the ground, its slope is negative, decreasing. So here it has positive slope and here it has negative slope and here slope is 0. So what does it mean? In earlier case, whatever the example we have taken, so in that the rate of change is constant, but a rate of change in the distance covered by the body with respect to the time is not constant. So in these cases where the rate of change is not constant, there we are going to use the concept of the differentiation. Okay na? Right. Let us find out the differentiation of this. So before going to find out the differentiation of this, we should know the some formulas related to the differentiation. So differentiation, I think so you got an idea. So differentiation is nothing but it is the slope of a quantity. So if you see here, this is a slope. So here this we can write, if the displacement, if we take it as x dx by vertical distance, we are writing dy. So dy by dt we can write. So whatever the change in the quantity, that we can represent as a slope. The slope gives the derivation. So the slope gives the differentiation of the function. Okay na? So simply we can write, if x is as a function, y is equals to f of x. If y is represented as a function of x, therefore we can write dy by dx. This dy by dx nothing but variation of quantity y with respect to x, dy by dx of f of x we can write. So this is the meaning of the differentiation. Right, let us write some formulas related to the differentiation. So we have some common formulas here. So derivative differentiation both are same. So derivative of a constant function, that means d by dx of c, where c is nothing but constant, that gives 0. If d by dx of 5, so 5 is a constant, that value will be 0. So you should remember one point. So derivative of a constant function or derivative of a constant is always 0. Right, second formula in this, if the derivative, the function is of nth power, for suppose y is equals to f of x, it means y we are representing as a function of x if it is nth power, then how to write its different derivative? Dy by dx is equals to formula, so n into x to the power of n minus 1. So here no need of derivation. How the formula will come? No need for us, just we are using the formulas directly. When derivative of a constant function 0, derivative of a nth power is equals to n into x to the power of n minus 1. Right, next, so here if you want to take one example, I will write one example here. So find derivative of x to the power of 5. So dy by dx, this is as y is equal to x power y. So dy dx of x power 5, so 5 into x to the power of 5 minus 1, so 5x power 4 is the derivative of the x power 5. For suppose if it contains a constant, okay na? So for suppose d by dx of cx, so c as it is we can write in front of the differentiation, so d by dx of x, so d by dx of x we are going to get one, that is c itself. Or if we take one example, d by dx of 2x power 4, so here 2 is a constant, that's why we write in front of the derivative, so d by dx of x to the power of 4, so 2 into, this is as a function of nth power, so formula is n into x to the power of n minus 1, so 8 into x to the power of 3, therefore 8x power 3 is the derivative of the 2x power 4. So like that we can find out derivatives of the different functions. So one more important point here, if the function and the change both must and should be x terms only. For suppose we have a function like this, d by dx of p power 4 is there, so your function is expressed in terms of p and we are differentiating with respect to the x, then in this case how to find out the differentiation? That function differentiation write as a similar manner. How we are writing that nth power derivative? In a similar manner we can write 4 into p to the power of 4 minus 1 into dp by dx, that's it. So 4 p power 3 dp by dx, so this is the derivative of that expression. Okay, so these are the some formulas. In the same way, if there is an addition between the functions, or if there is an addition or subtraction between the two variables, then how to write? So y is equals to, for suppose u plus or minus v is given, so u is a function, v is also a function, so now we are going to write the change in that quantity with respect to x, du by dx plus or minus dv by dx. So let us take one example. function y is given as 6x cube minus 12x power 4 plus 5 is a function. So they are asking find the differentiation of this function. So dy by dx of 6x cube minus 12x power 4 plus 5. Next step, we should separate the differentiation function d by dx of 6x power 3 minus d by dx of 12x power 4 plus d by dx of 5. So it is a constant with nth power. So constant in front. So 3 into x to the power of n minus 1 minus constant 4 into x to the power of n minus 1 plus derivatives of the constant function is 0. Therefore 18x square minus 48x cube plus 0 is dy by dx. Sometimes they are also asking find its second derivative. Okay na? So if they are asking to find its second derivative, so in first derivative we are getting one function, again that function to be differentiated with respect to the x. So dy by dx of dy by dx. So this is first derivative. And this is second derivative. We are going to get d square y by dx square. Okay, right. Let us again do this. Dy by dx of this function 18x square minus 48x cube. So d by dx of 18x square minus d by dx of 48x cube. Now we are going to get 18 into 2 x to the power of 2 minus 1 minus 48 into 3 x to the power of 3 minus 1. So 36 x to the power of 1 minus 24 to 12 144 x square. So this is the second derivative of the given function. So in this way we can find the first derivative and second derivative of the given function. So this derivative concept is very new to all students, those who are coming from 10th to 11th class. Okay, so if you try, if you practice, then you will be perfect in the derivatives, right? So here are some examples are given. Find the derivative of each of the following with respect to x they are asking. So with respect to first, let us take a d by dx of x to the power of 6. So simple, n into x to the power of n minus 1, therefore 6x power 5. Right, I will do random problems here. Let us take this one, g. So d by dx of 6q 3 power 5. So I told you that already. So here the function we are doing differentiation with respect to x, but the function is not in terms of the x. In that cases what we have to do, we have to differentiate this function as it is same like nth power, then we should write dq by dx. So first 6 outside because it is constant, therefore n into x to the power of n minus 1, that means q to the power of n minus 1 dq by dx. So 18 by 5 q to the power of minus 2 by 5 dq by dx. So this is the answer for this derivative. Next, let us see this J. The rest is homework to you. You should do it and you can send to me. So root x. So root x nothing but what? X to the power of 1 by 2. Therefore d by dx of x to the power of 1 by 2. So n 1 by 2 into x to the power of n minus 1. So 1 by 2 x to the power of minus 1 by 2. So this is the derivative of d by dx of root x. Okay, so remaining you can do it, take it as homework. Right, let us move to the some more examples here. So some functions are given: x square plus 12, x power 5 plus x cube plus 2x, like that. Okay, see first one, d by dx of x square plus 12. Same, d by dx of, first separate the derivative, then 2 into x to the power of 2 minus 1 plus it is constant 0. Therefore 2x is a derivative of this function. Now let us see this one. Let us try to finish d by dx of 2 by 5 x to the power of 3 power 6 plus 7 x power minus 2 whole square. Okay, right. So first it is n into x to the power of minus 1. So 2 into 2 by 5 x to the power of 3 by 6 plus 7 x power minus 2 n minus 1. Now we should separate that because here nth power is there. So first we are writing nth power, then we are differentiating this function. D by dx of 2 by 5 x power of 3 by 6 plus d by dx of 7 x power minus 2. The first term as it is, no change in the first term. X to the power of 3 by x plus 7 x power minus 2, that is 1. So d by dx of 2 by 5 constant, 3 by x 3 by 6 x to the power of 3 by 6 minus 1 plus minus 2 7 x power minus 2 minus 1. So this function is same. So 1 by 5 x to the power of minus 1 by 6 plus minus 14 7x power minus 3. So this rest of the quantity will be same as it is. Okay, now these are the some varieties of differentiation or derivatives. Next, let us see. So problems are given. The displacement x of a particle moving along a straight line at time t is given by x equals to a naught plus a1 into t plus a2 t square. Find the formula for velocity and acceleration. So we know that to find velocity, differentiation with respect to the time, and to find acceleration, the differentiation of velocity with respect to the time. So first find velocity formula. So v equals to, we are going to write dx by dt. So substitute here d by dx of a naught plus a1 t plus a2 t square. So dy dx of a naught dy dx of a1 into t plus dy dx of a2 t square. So this is constant 0. So dy dx of dt, no, so velocity dx by dt, so with respect to t function, so a1 dt by dt is 1. Next a2 to a2t. So what is the velocity function? a1 plus 2a2t is velocity function. Next they are asking acceleration. So acceleration is equals to dv by dt. So acceleration d by dt of a1 plus 2a2t. So d by dt of a1 plus 2a2 dt by dt. So it is constant, it is 0, then rest of the expression 2a2. Therefore acceleration function is 2a2, velocity function is a1 plus 2a2 into t. So this kind of models we are going to encounter in our coming sessions in motion in a straight line. Right, next one. A particle moves along a straight line Ox at a time t. The distance x of the particle from O is given by x is equals to 40 plus 12t minus t cube. So how long would the particle travel before coming into rest, they are asking. So first we should know at what time it is coming into rest. We should know that time we should substitute in this, then we are going to get the distance. So first with respect to O, the function, the object is here. That means at time t equals to 0, what is the position? We should know first. At t equals to 0, we can get x is equals to 40. That means initial position of it is from O to the given function is 40. This is initial position. Right. Next we are going to see after what time the body is coming into rest. So find out first derivative of this. So dx by dt, we should make it to 0. Okay, right. D by dx of what is the function? 40 plus 12t minus t cube equals to 0. So now I am doing directly d by dt of 40 0. D by dt of 12t is 12. D by dt of 3t cube 3t square is equals to 0. Therefore 12 equals to 3t square. Therefore t equals to 2. That is after t equals to 2 seconds, its velocity becomes 0. So until its velocity becomes 0, how long it will travel, you can write. So substitute t equals to 2 in given function. So what is given function? X is equals to 40 plus 12 into 2 minus 2 cube. 40 plus 24 minus 8. So 64 minus 8. So 64 minus 8, we are going to get 56. So this is the final position from the O. Now they are asking what? How long would the particle will travel? They are asking displacement from here to here. So delta x is equals to x2 minus x1. Therefore 56 minus 40 we can write. Therefore 16 meter is the distance traveled by the particle before coming into rest. Sir, how can you say that already it has some displacement? Since if you observe this, if you substitute t equals to 0, you are getting some constant value here. That means from the origin already it is a certain distance from the point. It is already covered some distance from the origin. In that way we can analyze. If you want to know it, simply you can substitute t equals to 0, then you are going to get what is the position. For suppose if this function is not there, so simply we can say that 12t minus t cube is the position. The position is purely depends on the time, but that means the body starts from the origin itself. In that way we can analyze the problems. Right. Next one, the relation between time and distance is given as t equals to ax square plus bx. Okay, so they're asking what? It is not a, it is alpha. We can write alpha x square plus beta x, where alpha and beta are constant. Obtain formula for the retardation. So retardation nothing but acceleration. If you get acceleration as negative, that is known to be retardation. In lower classes already you know what is mean by retardation. Negative acceleration is known to be retardation, right? First let us find out its derivative with respect to x. Differentiate with respect to x. Sir, why you are doing differentiation with respect to x? Because I have a function here x, that's why I am differentiating with respect to the x. dt by dx is equals to 2 alpha x plus beta. So we know that v equals to dx by dt. Now can I write this as 1 by v equals to dt by dx? So now we can substitute here 1 by v 2 alpha x plus beta. Therefore v we can write 2 alpha x plus beta upon 1. Therefore v equals to 2 alpha x plus beta power minus 1. Now I got velocity function. Now if I differentiate this velocity function with respect to time, I am going to get acceleration. Let us do that. So dv by dt, d by dt of 2 alpha x plus beta power minus 1. It is like the same the earlier one. So first we have to write this function. So n into 2 alpha x plus beta x to the power of minus 1, and then we have to differentiate this 2 alpha x plus beta. Okay, right. So minus 1 2 alpha x plus beta power minus 2. Now let us differentiate this with respect to the time. So 2 alpha is constant because they mentioned a and b, alpha and beta are constant. Therefore dx by dt we can write, and d by dt of constant function is 0. Therefore minus 2 alpha x plus beta power minus 2, 2 alpha into dx by dt we can write as v. Okay, then substitute here. So if you observe this 2 alpha x plus beta power minus 1 we can write v. So v power minus 1 minus 2, that is plus 2 it will, and this is 2 alpha v. So 2 alpha v cube is the answer for this acceleration. That means acceleration we are getting negative sign, that's why it is retardation. So this step once again I am repeating here. So this is nothing but what? 2 alpha x plus beta is equals to v. Therefore 2 alpha x we can write v power minus 1 amount. So if I am writing v power minus 1 whole power minus 2, so minus 1 minus 2, so plus 2, so into v, that will gives v power 3. In this way I am getting the answer for this. Right, let us see the concept of maxima and minima of a function. Maxima and minima of a function. That means at which value the given function is maximum, at which value the given function is minimum. Let us take one graph here. So the graph is like this. So here we can simply analyze that it is maximum, and this is minimum. Okay, negative value, that's why it is minimum, and this is maximum. If you see one more line here, it is constant. If we observe the graph carefully, the function is changing, or the function is turning at two locations. So this is the turning point and this is the turning point. Sir, but what about C? So C is a not turning point. So C is a point where the slope is constant for a while. So but it is not a turning point. Continuously the graph is decreasing. So it is a part where we can see the decrease, but for a while it is constant. So after that still it is continuously decreasing. So at minimum the function is maintaining constant value, at maximum also the function is maintaining a constant value. So simply we can say that, so at turning points the function can be constant, you know, at all turning points the function can be constant, but all constants are not turning points. That means C is a constant, but it is not a turning point. That is the meaning of that. Sir, how to find out the maximum and minimum value? Let us discuss about minimum points. So minimum points. So at minimum points we can see the graph like this. Okay, if we observe the graph carefully, so here the variation of the function dy by dx, nothing but slope only. So this one and at this point, okay, and this one. Here the slope of the function dy by dx is a negative slope, and here dy by dx is positive slope, and here dy by dx is 0. Okay, now the same graph, if you analyze with this, I am taking this portion. So with this portion we are going to find out what is the minimum value of the given function. Okay, right. So d by dx, if you observe the left side, left of the constant value, slope is negative, and right of the constant value or right of the minima, this minima only, the slope is positive. That means the derivative of the slope with respect to x is decreasing. Am I correct? The derivative of the slope with respect to x is decreasing, and the derivative of the slope with respect to x is increasing. So therefore we can write d by dx of slope, d by dx of dy by dx, we can write d square y by dx square, that should be greater than 0. If the function is greater, that means second derivative is greater than 0, the function is minimum at that point. Sir, how to find out the minimum point and how to find out the maximum point? We will do a problem, then we can get a clarity. So once again I am repeating this. So we are going to find out what is the minimum point of the given graph or given function. If you observe this graph, left side of the minima, what happened? The slope is decreasing, slope is negative, and right side of the minima is increasing. That means as x value, what happens? As x value increasing, okay na, as x value increasing, the slope value will also increases, like this. That means the slope becomes positive. This is nothing but what? It is a graph like this only. So with respect to x and this with respect to y, this is minimum function. So the function is minimum at when second derivative of the given function is greater than 0, then at that point the function is minimum. Right, next maximum. So maximum points. So maximum curve will be like this. If you see here, okay, this is increasing slope, dy by dx is positive, and this is dy by dx is negative. So what we can confirm from this? The left of the is positive slope and right will be negative. So what is the meaning of that? As x value increases, slope becomes decreasing. That means the slope, the derivative of the slope becomes negative. That means simply we can write dy by dx of dy by dx should be less than 0. Therefore d square y by dx square is less than 0. At that point the function is maximum. So simply, if a function y is given in terms of x, to find its maximum value and minimum value. So first we should find its first derivative, dy by dx. Then we can find out the second derivative of the function. If the second derivative of the function is greater than 0, then we can take the function is minimum. So at which value we are getting, after simplifying this, you are going to get one x value. So take this x value and substitute in the function, you are going to get the minimum point. If d square y by dx square is less than 0, after simplifying this, you are going to get one x value. Substitute this x value, you are going to get maximum value of the function. Let us take one example. So an example is given like this. The function y is given as 1 by 2 x square minus 2x. They are asking, state whether the function is maximum or minimum and find its maxima or minimum value. First we should check whether it is maximum or minimum. To check whether it is maximum or minimum, we should find out the second derivative. So first we will find the first derivative of this. So dy by dx. So 1 by 2, 2 into x minus 2. Therefore x minus 2, so we should make it 0. Okay na? Right. So x is equals to 2 we are going to get. So this is first one. Now let us check it whether it is maximum minimum, that we are going to check. So d square y by dx square, this is dy by dt. So minus 2. So d by dx of x minus 2 we should do, therefore minus 2. So minus 2 is less than 0. If it is less than 0, that means the function has maximum value. Okay, now we should put this x is equals to 2 in this expression. So y is equals to 1 by 2 square minus 2 into 2. So what we are going to get, 2 minus 4, that is minus 2. Sir, we are getting negative value. Yes, we are getting negative value. What is the meaning of that? The function is maximum at x is equals to, so at x is equals to minus 2. This is that value. Okay, let us take one more example. The function is given like this. Y is equals to 2x cube minus 9x square plus 12x. So they are asking find maximum and minimum value. Find maxima or minimum value. So first we should make it, the first derivative should be equals to 0. Then you are going to get x value. So dy by dx, to make it 0. So d by dx of 2x cube, d by dx of 9x square plus d by dx of 12 equals to 0. Therefore 6x square minus 18x equals to 0. So 6x square is equals to 18x. So x is equals to 3. Okay, then second derivative to find it whether it is maximum or minimum. D square y by dx square. So what is the dy by dx function? This is dy by dx function. So dy by dx of 6x square minus 18x. So the derivative of this 12x minus 18. Again we should make it substitute the value x is equals to 2 in this. So 36 minus 18, so 18. So greater than 0, that means at x is equals to 3, its function is minimum. That means this is the value. So in this way we can find out the maxima and minima of a function. So these derivatives or differentiations we are going to use in simplifying the relation between the physical quantities. When one physical quantity is varying with respect to another physical quantity, definitely we need of these derivations. Without knowledge of the derivation, we won't be perfect in deriving the relation between the physical quantities. So once again you can listen to the class. Where you have the doubt, you can focus that area, and whatever the problems are given in this, you try to do it. So take care, stay safe.